When hope is gone, undo this lock and send me forth on a moonlit walk. Release restraint level 0. Hey kids, wanna see a dead body?
Hi guys, this is the Void of the Ravenclaw. Welcome back to another fanfiction story. If you like this type of content, smash the like button and subscribe for future updates that I post on my community tab frequently. Let's continue where we last left off. Madara rushed forward and targeted the Hulk, as Madara considered him to be the most dangerous threat in the room compared to the rest of his dancing partners, and cocked his hand backwards, infused with chakra, and jumped in the middle of the air and slammed his fist into Hulk's face, making the Hulk go flying backwards into the wall. As the Hulk goes through the stone wall, while in midair, Madara threw out a kunai that was attached to an explosion tag towards Captain America when the kunai made contact with his shield. Madara activated the hand signs as the explosion tag goes off by a simple hand sign, as Captain America gets blasted backwards into the wall as Madara approached Captain America's shield that he dropped from the force of the explosion. As Madara picked up the shield and examined it. Marvelous craftsmanship. What type of metal this is, but I could tell it's quite strong. The main fact that it withstand a explosion tag like this, most impressive. As Hulk come bursting through the wall, before he could get close to Madara, Madara infused chakra in his arms and threw Captain America's shield into the stomach of the Hulk, forcing the Hulk right back out of the castle. Even further. Who are you? As Black Widow cautiously started to approach the young boy. What are you doing, Red? Quiet, Stark. Don't be fooled by the kid's appearance. He's clearly been trained. Maybe self-taught. Hard to tell. Thor contacted Black Widow through their communicator, informing her all the passengers that was on the plane has been successfully rescued and extracted. As Victor Von Doom analyzed the boy with calculated eyes. I'm curious as well. Who are you, young man? I suppose introductions are in order. Very well. I am the ghost of the Uchiha, Madara Uchiha. Madara doesn't know why he said that. It just felt right. Captain America returned to the battle after recovering. Black Widow, Iron Man, we're withdrawing. Thor is calming the Hulk as we speak. Madara watched the Avengers retreat. Madara just scoff at their cowardice. Madara turned his attention to Victor Von Doom. I would like to propose a proposal to you, Mr. Doom. I'm listening, as Victor sat down on his throne. Proceed, Madara. How much do you know of the Uchiha clan? Not as much. How much? I do have a stray Uchiha under my employ. They used to be assassins. Nowadays, they're much, they're, they take the profession of heroes. But what I've seen of their skill, they're quite skilled. And I highly doubt your clan would be very thrilled you are here. Their opinion of me doesn't matter to me. I might be a Uchiha, but the clan no longer chains me down. I would like to offer you my services to you. I'm fully confident in my abilities. It would be quite useful to you, Doom. If you're skilled like the rest of your clan, I suppose we could come up with an arrangement. What would you want in return of your services? A place to call my own, and currency, of course. I originally was going to take a plane to America to start off to be a mercenary. I couldn't let this opportunity slip out of my hands. So that's where you came from. How did you avoid my Doombots? Like this, as Madara did a few hand signs as he hinged into one of the Doombots, surprising Victor, as Madara dropped the hinge a second later. Impressive. Chakra has always been a fascination of mine. Normally, I would never consider such an offer to an unknown like yourself, and considering how young you are. But the fact that you're Uchiha and that little display, you're clearly capable by mere fighting the Avengers. And the fact, young Madara, you forced them to retreat. That's not a small feat, my boy. I have one condition, though. I'm all ears. You only take missions from me. If you can guarantee that, we can arrange a reasonable salary for yourself. That's doable, Mr. Doom. Follow me, Uchiha, and I'll lead you to your new home while you're under my employ. At first, your missions won't be too dangerous. Consider you're still a child. I think of this as an investment. How do you plan to increase your skill, though? Before I left the clan, I copied all the jutsus and other skills my clan collected over the years and made copies. Given time, I should be able to increase my skill greatly. My skill would increase more fast if I had a teacher, but sad to say, that's no longer in the cards. Madara followed Victor out of the castle and the miles away from the city until they stopped in front of a big house in the wilderness. It's a 3-story house with a huge backyard that could easily be transformed into a training field. Is this to your liking, Madara? Yes, it is outside of the city, away from prying eyes. I might have to put some seals up to stop intruders from trespassing, though. Seals, I'm not familiar with those. Seals could do a lot of things. Store things, scrolls, to protect your home, and so on. The Master of Seals has many uses. I'm nowhere near a master at it. I'm still a beginner, but I have plenty of scrolls on the subject. I'm nowhere near the skill level of a seal master, like the Uzumaki clan. Uzumaki clan, I believe I've heard of them. It's another shinobi clan, like the Uchihas. I've heard stories about the Uzumaki from several of my clan mates before I left. The masteries of seals are unmatched, alongside with their longevity and their huge amount of chakra reserves. That's all I really know of the Uzumaki clan. When I become skilled enough in the art of sealing, I might be able to place seals around your country to prevent intruders like these Avengers you mentioned in the castle. With your permission, of course, Mr. Doom. I'm intrigued by these seals you mentioned. I have no doubt they would be a great asset in my country's defense. I would like to see a demonstration of these seals when you acquired the adequate amount of talent in the art. But we can worry about that later. Here. Take this. As Victor tossed the key over to Madara, as he caught it in his hands, I will allow you to get settled in. Come to the castle in 2 weeks. So I could fill you in how you fit in the grand scheme of things. Understood. As Doom left, leaving Madara by himself, as he walked up to the house and unlocked the door using a key, as he turned a knob, closed the door behind him, he immediately explored the 3-story house. After exploring the house, Madara immediately began making seals to protect the house from intruders. After all, Madara has a lot of jutsus. He needs to find a place to keep it safe and secure. It's never to be too careful. That was done. Madara immediately dove into training. Some time has passed, as you see Madara with 5 shadow clones of himself training in different jutsus, while the original is training with weight seals on the lowest setting, so he doesn't stunt his growth. That's it for today, boys. Dispel in 2 minutes interverse. At one of a time, I would rather not have a splitting headache. After a few minutes, the clones dispersed, transferring all the memories to the original, as Madara deactivated his weight seals on his wrists and ankles, as he went into the house to take a shower and get cleaned up, and to get a clean set of clothes. Arming the seals when he left the house, he made his way to the castle after he greeted several villagers in the city. As Madara finally approached the castle, as he walked into the throne room where Victor Von Doom is sitting on his throne. Good. I was about to send someone to fetch you. How have you been settled in so far, Madara? Yes, I have, Mr. Doom. Your country is quite beautiful. I fully agree on that, young Madara. Let's get down to business. I'm all ears. I have a mission for you. It's a long-term mission. You have 2 objections. I want you to go to New York. Your main objection is to infiltrate Oscorp. There's a few inventions at their headquarters that intrigue me. I want you to acquire them for me. But even with your current skills, you won't be able to get through the security without being spotted. According to my intel, Norman Osborn has a son around your age. When the time comes, I'll be integrating you in his school. And I want you to get close to the son of Norman. Gain their trust. And when the opportunity presents itself, infiltrate the headquarters and copy any blueprints you come across. And my second there's a man that goes by Kingpin. I want you to assassinate him. You could do that at your leisure. He's been getting in my way recently, and I want him to be removed from the board. Consider it done, Mr. Doom. When do I leave? In 5 days. Very well. Please excuse me. I must prepare. I take it things have been arranged when I arrive in this New York City? Yes, I've already arranged everything. Understood. As Madara de Victor von Doom bow and left the castle to go back to his house to get ready. 5 days later, you see Madara in the plane again, on his way to New York. Hopefully this time the plane doesn't get attacked and crash. Madara used the time on the plane to study sealing from one of the books he had sealed away that he took out of the storage scroll for this occasion while he's on the plane. When the plane finally lands, the passengers begin to disembark off the plane. Madara picked up his luggage, so it doesn't seem suspicious that a young kid doesn't have no luggage on him whatsoever. After picking up his fake luggage, he saw a driver to a black car holding a sign with his name on it. You must be young Madara, sir. Please, get in the vehicle. We'll leave right away. The young Uchiha nodded at the driver and got in the back seat of the vehicle. Where are we heading? Master Victor has a place just outside the city for you to stay while you're in New York. It's about a 30-minute drive to get there. Your handler is waiting for you at your temporary house. I see. Madara remained quiet for the rest of the car ride. After 30 minutes, Madara noticed the car stop in front of an old-fashioned Japanese house. As he sees a woman with black hair, with black eyes, wearing a black kimono, with the Uchiha symbol on the right side of her kimono. Oh good, you arrive. Thank you for bringing him unharmed. I hope everything went as planned. I hope there weren't any trouble. Everything went as planned, ma'am. You may leave now. Yuri watched the driver drive off as she turned her attention to her new charge. Her orders were clear. Please, follow me, Madara. So you're my handler? Indeed. Where's my manners? I am Yuri Uchiha. You don't need to worry. I am no longer a part of the clan. You're not the only Uchiha that left the clan. You're just the most recent one. I'll give you a tour around the house. It'll be your temporary home until further notice. Follow me and I'll give you the tour. After Yuri showed Madara around the house, she guided him to his room to rest for the night. The next morning, Yuri saw Madara practicing clan taijutsu, stance, in the backyard that she used for training. Impressive stance, not a flaw. I expect nothing less from a fellow Uchiha. And do I see weight seals on your wrist? I'm guessing you have some on your ankles as well. So you studied the arts of sealing, a most useful skill to develop. Did you make them yourself? Yes. I copied all the juices that the Uchiha clan collected over the years in a storage scroll. Smart, very smart. So what do you have on this kingpin? Straight to business, very Uchiha like you. Very Uchiha. As she gave him a smirk, luckily for you, I have his file right here. Here, take a look. As she hands over the file on Fisk, aka Kingpin. As Madara goes through the files, I got to say, most impressive. I agree. The man is most impressive and cutthroat. His main objection is to somehow control New York itself by forming alliances with other crime families that reside in New York. He's currently not in New York on some sort of important business trip. He'll be back in a few years, according to my informants. In the meanwhile, I will be training you personally. We're gonna stay here for a bit longer before we move into the house in the city, so we could officially begin your mission. Who was your sensei back in the clan? I had no sensei. Everything I learned on my own. My bastard father didn't really teach me much. He was more worried about my sister's training compared to mine. I see. Why don't you finish up here, get dressed, and meet me down in the kitchen? I should have breakfast ready for you by then. As she turned around to go back to the house, Madara finished his morning routine. As he went to take a shower and get a change of clothes, as Madara come walking down wearing a black kimono, sitting down on a table quietly to eat breakfast together with Yuri. After some time, Madara finished eating. Yuri noticed that. Now that you're done eating, Madara, I'm not going to lie to you. I don't cuddle my charges, regardless of your age. You're a Uchiha, and I expect the best at all times. And when I'm done with you, you'll be efficient, calculated, and deadly. Understood, Sensei Yuri. Good. Until I say otherwise, you are forbidden to use your weight seals. Until I say otherwise. Do I make myself clear, Madara? Yes, Sensei. Good. As she gave Madara a warm smile. There is a trail on the property. It's not hard to miss. That trail wraps around the property. I want you to do 20 laps for starters. Then when you're done with that, come find me and I'll have further instructions for you. Now, move along. And she waves her hand for him to leave. Yes, Sensei. Madara went to his room to get a pair of more adequate clothes for training. As he found some training clothes on his bed, somehow between the time he woke up and went down to eat breakfast, somehow Yuri had training clothes placed on his bed. As he got dressed and began his run around the property, 20 laps later, you see Madara drinking a bottle of water filled with water as Yuri approached. You're done, I take it. Nice work. You'll be doing that every morning. Follow me. We need to go deeper into the forest so we can work on your reserves and some chakra control exercise. After a few minutes of walking, they finally made it. We're here, Madara. You see that tree over there? I want you to climb. I want you to climb up this tree by only using your feet. Have you learned tree climbing exercise with your chakra? Yes, I do. I've done it a few times. After I feel you're efficient in this exercise, I will work on your water walking. Now, get to work. Madara did what he was told and began walking up the tree, using his chakra on his feet. A few hours later, Yuri sees Madara panting. Good. Take a 30-minute rest. 30 minutes later, Madara is following Yuri to a medium-sized pond. Water walking is more of an advanced chakra control exercise. It will increase your control of your chakra alongside expanding your reserves. The more chakra you extend, the more your coils will expand. How much chakra do you have currently? About half, Sensei. Good. Begin. As Yuri watched Madara begin the water walking exercise and gave instructions when needed, as the sun finally began to set, as she sees her new student breathing heavy. Excellent work, Madara. Let's head back home. You did an excellent job for your first day. You already have a decent control. Tomorrow we'll work on some of your jutsus. Let's head back home before it gets too dark. After a few minutes of walking, they finally made it home and ate dinner. The moment Madara fell down onto his bed, he fell asleep instantly. Madara doesn't go easy on his training, but compared to Yuri's training, it's a lot more brutal than Madara is used to. Sort of training progressed from weeks to months to years as Madara increased his reserves and almost mastered several jutsus under the tutelage of Yuri Uchiha. As you see Yuri sparring with a slightly older Madara. Madara dodged a kick by dodging and weaving around her leg, then throwing out a kick of his own, only for his kick to get blocked by Yuri, as she swept the legs underneath them, as Madara was forced to jump over the leg sweep. As you see Madara with a fully developed Sharingan, as you see his Sharingan has 3 tomoes in his eyes. The years of harsh training, Yuri helped Madara to mature his Sharingan. Yuri is dodging Madara's attacks with her Mangekyo Sharingan activated. Yuri caught Madara's flying fist and grabbed onto his wrist and flipped him over onto his back as she placed her foot on his chest with a kunai against his throat. Excellent work, Madara. As Yuri helped up Madara to his feet, I still lost though. Of course you did. Madara. I have much more experience than you. You'll get there eventually. Both Uchiha deactivated their Sharingan. Follow me, I have something to give you. You have completed your training under my tutelage. As she walked into the house, as she walked into one of the rooms, and came out with a small box as she opened up to reveal a black headband with a blood red metal plate on it with the symbol of the Uchiha engraved into the metal. As she picks it up from out of the box, as she walks behind Madara and ties the headband to his forehead. A headband? It was my old headband. It's yours now. Wear it with pride. I'm very proud of you, Madara. Thank you, Sensei. Allow me to get a good look at you. You look good with the headband. Now you look like a proper shinobi. I think you're ready for both of your missions. I've already signed you up for school. You'll be attending a high school where Norman Osborn's son attends. I'll let you know when Fisk comes back into the country. He's been out of the country longer than expected, though he should be back sooner or later, but that doesn't really matter at the current time. We'll be moving to the city, so no one gets suspicious. We will look like a normal family. Your cover story is, "You are my only son." That shouldn't be much of a problem. You've been more of a mother than my own blood mother. I'm touched. I really am. I see you as a son as well. You grew on me. Come on, we have a lot of work to do. The moving trucks will be arriving tomorrow. Help your mother pack a few things up. As she gave Madara a warm smile. Yes, Mother. Mother, I like the sound of that. Let's get busy. The next day, you see Madara and Yuri get out of the car at the moving truck park in the driveway as they begin moving the boxes inside the house. Not bad. What do you think, Madara? It looked pleasant enough. We should probably head inside. The neighbors are staring. Not surprising. People get curious when new people start to move in. You. The box doesn't go in there. Take the box and put it in the garage. There's a reason I wrote in big letters, garage. Idiots. Finding good help is so hard nowadays. Brown-haired boy around the same age as Madara saw the woman yelling at the movers. Man, that lady's scary. Madara turned around to see a brown-haired boy around his age. You must be the new neighbors. Name's Peter Parker. Madara Uchiha. Uchiha? That's a strange name. No matter. It's nice to meet you, man. Welcome to the neighborhood. As Peter Parker shakes Madara's hand. Peter's phone begins to go off. Oh shit. I'll talk to you later, Madara. Aunt May's gonna kill me. Yeah, I'm coming. I'm just talking with the new neighbor. As Madara watched Peter Parker walk away while talking on the phone, heading back to his house, after Madara helped his mother figure unpack, and when the movers finally left, they ate dinner together. Then they went to bed. Madara went to bed early, so he get up early to go to school. It's Madara's first day of 9th grade after all. The next morning, Madara got into his school uniform as he left the house after saying goodbye to Yuri. As he made his way out of the house to go to school, as he spot Peter Parker leaving his house with his backpack over his shoulder. Morning, Madara. I take you off to school as well? It seemed that way, Peter. Follow me, I know a faster route. So where are you from anyways? I originally lived in Japan. I gotta say, your English is spot on. Thanks, Peter. So, how is this school? It's cool, boring most of the time. They eventually got to school, just in time to attend their first class. Fortunately, Madara had the same class as Peter Parker. Now Madara is standing outside the class waiting for the teacher to give him the sign to walk in. As the teacher, a few minutes later, the teacher told him to come inside the classroom. As he stands in front of the class, as he sees Peter Parker sitting right next to a red-haired girl, alongside the redhead girl is his target, Harry Osborn. As the teacher told him to introduce himself, named Madara Uchiha. As Madara walked to the back of the class, take the only empty seat that's in the classroom. As the redhead raised her eyebrow at the introduction. New kid is a ray of sunshine, isn't he? What do you think, Harry? Seems like the serious type. He's most likely a dick. He has that arrogant feel to him. What do you think, Peter? Come on, guys. The guy is not that bad. He's actually pretty nice once you talk to him. You know him? Yeah, he's my new neighbor. He would be considered your neighbor as well. His mom is scary as shit, though. Mr. Parker, would you like to share with the rest of the class what you find so interesting? No, sir. Then shut your mouth and pay attention to class, or you will get detention. Am I clear, Mr. Parker? Yes, sir. Harry couldn't help but sneer at his friends getting in trouble, as Mary Jane simply giggled at Peter's misfortune. Madara somehow managed to survive half of his first day of school, as he's sitting in the cafeteria eating his lunch at the only table that no one is sitting in it. Hey Peter, I think the nuke is about to get the pleasure of meeting Flash Thompson, that overconfident jerk. Oh, that's definitely not good. What are you boys waiting for? We need to help the guy out. Oh, what do we have here? I heard there's a new kid. Allow me to introduce myself. I'm Flash Thompson. I run things around here. Madara completely ignored the blonde jock, irritating him. Flash Thompson slammed his fist into the table. Don't ignore me, you little shit. You're gonna look at me when I'm talking to you. You're annoying. Beat it, Blondie. I'm gonna highly enjoy this, new kid. Flash tried to grab onto the collar of Madara's shirt, only for Madara to grab his wrist and pull Flash closer to the table and use his opposite hand to grab onto Flash's hair and slam his face into the table. As Flash managed to stumble backwards a few steps, as Madara got up from the table. So you must be one of these bullies I've been hearing about. All bark, no bite. Such a pity. In terms, you're a loser. I know you jocks get confused when big words are being thrown around. Am I right, Blondie? Well, you're dead. Get him, boys. Like I said, loser. So you want to dance, do you? Very well. I'll humor you, weaklings. As the lunch bell rang, stopping their charge. As Flash raised his hand up for his little friends to stop. Stand down. We need to get to class. This is not over, pretty boy. Not by a long shot. It helps, well, whatever helps you sleep at night, loser. As Madara watched Flash Thompson walk off. As Henry come from behind and put his arm around Madara's shoulder. That was awesome. You're my hero, man. Name's Harry Osborn. Madara. Oh man, we're in the same class after all. Hey Red, get over here. And introduce yourself to our new friend here. Madara, I'm Mary Jane Watson. It's very nice to meet you, Madara. We're friends with Peter over here. Sorry about Flash, he's kind of a douche. Let's head back to class before we get in trouble. I already got yelled at once today. I don't want to make a habit of repeating it. Madara, you have a very unique last name. I take it you're from Japan? Yes. You don't talk much, do you? No. Wrong thing I say. You don't talk much, do you? Pretty much. We're gonna have to change that. After all, you're technically one of the group now. Don't mind Flash. He might huff and puff. He'll lose interest eventually. Just try to stay out of his way. We'll see about that. As all four of them begin to walk back to their class to finish the rest of the day, the end of the school eventually came as Madara is walking with Peter and his friends. As everyone separately go their own direction, Harry got into a limousine while Parker and Mary Jane walked together with Madara, talking with each other, while Madara is remaining quiet. Madara was quite surprised that Mary Jane lived right next door to him on the other side. Peter lives on the right, and Mary Jane lives on the left of his house. After saying goodbye to Peter and Mary Jane, Madara walked into his house to see Yuri moving the furniture around to her liking. There you are, dear. How was school? Productive. I made contact with Harry Osborn. Apparently, our neighbors are close friends with the guy. Excellent. I have good news. Fisk is back into the States. He just arrived a few hours ago. Excellent. Excellent. I have to do some homework. Then I'll do some recon. When you leave tonight, just make sure you're wearing a mask. Here, catch. As Madara catched a ninja mask in the shape of a black fox. It's best that you don't compromise your cover. Thanks, I don't plan to act tonight. I just need to observe his movements. I agree. It's not the most glamorous work. I'll go with you just in case. The city can be quite unpredictable. Understood. I'm gonna go to my room and do my homework. I'll come get you when I'm ready. Sure thing, Madara. I'll have dinner done shortly. As this is where we're gonna stop it. Hope you guys have a good night and day, judging my time zones. And I'll catch you in the next video.